Welcome back to the King's Library in the Royal Palace in Stockholm, where we've gathered together this year's Nobel laureates, and we've been hearing about how their groundbreaking discoveries are helping to transform our lives. Now, Bill, we've been talking about the influences on our Nobel laureates in their early life. Now, you had a very unusual education right at the beginning, didn't you?
It certainly is unusual in the sense that my mother homeschooled me up until, I guess, the age of about 12 or 13. There were no schools in the area where I was brought up. My father was a doctor in
Quebec.
In Quebec, doctor in a remote area of Quebec, which was very busy during the winter time, but not during the summer and the rest of the year. And so my mother, who was a nurse and no particular experience in teaching, decided she was going to homeschool me. And so that's exactly what she did. And what I found was at the end, when I had to go to a private school, that indeed I was up pretty well with the average student.
And you spent a lot of time with lumberjacks too, didn't you, Bill?
Well, that's another aspect of it. I don't want to get into that particularly, because it is true that the people there during the winter were lumberjacks and big, tough gentlemen, which had an effect on me, I guess, when I went to private school, which was, I guess, a situation that I enjoyed tremendously, because I was a bit of a bully in the school, having been with these lumberjacks all my life. I was a pretty tough customer at the age of 12.
That held in good stead. Yeah. Okay. And George, you?
Well, the one thing that really sticks in my mind is that around the 7th or 8th grade, I somehow got a hold of a booklet put out by Westinghouse, which was written for that level, explaining electronics and atoms and structure. And that was very, very interesting to me. I can still remember some of that booklet. That plus chemistry sets, microscopes, and, well, not being very good at sports, I use these as a matter of enjoyment, actually. I liked it. And
so from an early age, George, you liked the gadgets, didn't you? Hey?
Yes, that and mathematics. I was good, very good at mathematics, and if you're good at something, you tend to do it.
Jack?
I was always interested in science, and math, physics, chemistry. My father was an engineer, and he also had an influence, helped build a chemistry lab in the basement. Had a few, dangerous experiments that blew up unintentionally, but still
and
it was
another
a great
parental
introduction.
early influence. Now, Ada, I want to ask you, brought up in Israel, you mentioned your poor background earlier on in the program, and your father died when you were quite young. And
yeah, about 11.
About 11.
And until then, he was almost all the time ill, either in hospital or just out of the hospital.
You had a tough time growing up.
Had an operation or out of operation.
Right. And you did loads of jobs, cleaning and God knows what.
When he was alive, the life conditions were not so great. We had an apartment. We were living in an apartment of 4 rooms, 3 families with 4 kids all together, 1 toilet, 1 kitchen. So it was not such a great